Today on Car Attraction, you join us at the Llandudno Festival of Transport. We've got a wonderful day and, well, what a turnout. This is only the classic car section. I'll start off with a look at the classic cars, but this place is great for seeing any classic cars like this lovely odd Vitesse. There's lots of also commercial vehicles, which we will have a look at later. Got a lovely Mark 1 Cortina. Let's have a look at this front row then. So we're starting off with an Austin A30, the earlier predecessor to the A35. We also got a little Mazda 121. That's a really rare old car, that. And wow, look at this. This is a Hillman Super Minx Estate. Great example of a practical old classic car. I do really like this. Got the quarter lights being demonstrated there. The estates of these are so much rarer than the saloons. This is a lovely car. I do like some of the Roots Group stuff. That is a lovely example. Yeah, I really like that. I think the Super Minx design is just lovely, but especially being an estate makes it all the more nicer. Got a Metro, very shiny Metro. That has been very well cared after. It's gleaming. A Moggy Mine 1000 convertible. An Austin 1100 or 1300. I have to have a quick look around the back. And then there's the Ado 16 shape these are. Would have been absolutely everywhere, but now not so much. This is a Morris 1100, this one. Quite a bit of a rare sight now. Don't see many of those. And beyond the couple of little toy lorries, we've also got a Ford Anglia 100E, but this is a convertible. It says it's possibly the rarest Ford in the UK. So it's a convertible, which makes it extremely rare, from 1955. I presume it's an original car. That is a real interesting thing to see. It's like I had a fair share of awards over its time on the road. Lovely interior. What a classy car this is. Really like that. Can't be many of these around at all. That is beautifully presented. Got a chopped down Mini. Even more Mini than a normal Mini. Oh, and we've got a Clubman and a Metro, all chopped down. We've got quite a late Cortina. This is from 82, this one. It's again absolutely gleaming. The condition of the cars are just wonderful. I think these are actually quite a stylish and rakish four-door saloon, very smart looking car. I do like those. Got a 427 Cobra. Got a Moggy Mine 1000. I like the spot lamp, or spot lamps on the front of that. MGB V8 gleaming once again. I love those wheels. I think they really suit the V8s. This one's got a 5-speed gearbox, so there's probably some interesting mechanical changes going on underneath. Oh, this is just a BGT actually. Big exhaust on it, but it's just got the V8 wheels. Apologies for that. Red line only goes to about 6. So I'm not actually sure whether this has perhaps a V8 swapped in it or not. I don't know really. But it certainly looks good. Really like that. Got a 1950 Morris Minor. This is a drop head one. I do like that. This is a very early one known as the MM. You can see the different interior before they went to the big central speedometer. Great colour as well, isn't it? It's a lovely classic, that. Well, we've got plenty of old cars to look at today. Let's have a look at this Alvis TA21. This is a drop head. This is really nice. I love these big old Alvises. Wonderful 6-cylinder engine up front. Such an elegant car, especially the drop head coupes. Really lovely example of that. Gorgeous car, that. Got another MM era Morris Minor here. I do like these. I think the MMs are some of my favourite. This is also a convertible one. Really like that. Bit of a modified looking MGB GT. Aston Martin DB7, I believe those. We've got a Mark 3 Cortina as well beyond that. Great colour for those. And the first pre-war car, this is from 1937. This is an Austin 7 Ruby. Great little pre-war car. I do like these myself. Really sweet cars these, I think. Got a console classic as well next to that. I do like those. Really stylish car. Lovely inside the Austin 7. I do like that. proper time warp. It's nice to see something pre-war. This is actually a pearl cabriolet bodied car, as you can see. We've got the fabric roof. I presume that would all slide back. Yeah, lovely thing. Oh wow, we got a standard. Forgive me for jumping roads, but we've got a standard 8 at home, and this is a standard 10, the latter to standard 8, which means it has a boot lid, as ours does not. This is from 1958, this one, so a couple of years later than ours. Ours is quite a late 8. Yeah, nice to see that. Lovely condition as well. Do like my standards. We've got a bit of a tasty looking Opel Manta. Do like that. Here's the console classic. I think these are a really stylish car. Wonderful old thing that. I do like that. Hillman Avenger beyond that with the Rostyles on it. Interesting colour as well. It's almost like, I don't know how to describe it really actually. Automatic as well, that's a rare option. Yeah, I don't know how to describe its colour. Certainly suits it, I must say. Very period colour. XK8. Looks nice in that colour, I must say. 4 litre engine in that one. MGB GT, or a pairing of MGB GTs. And what is this? Is it an Austin J2 Paralanian custom built motorhome? This is from 1960. Gorgeous little body. Let's have a quick look at the badges. We've got AA, BMC Drivers Club. I like that one. This is such a pretty little commercial. Perfect size, isn't it? Like the nice little bit of coach work along the side. Gay and exciting. That's got a bit of a different meaning these days. But gay means happy in Old English. It's a lovely little commercial. Got a VW camper. A lovely old 5 Series, really stylish car this. Once again, beautifully presented. That is such a lovely thing. Got a tow bar, so pretty still would serve well as a sort of caravan towing car. It's a lovely thing though. On that we got a French oddity now. What is this? A Renault 12. This one, a Renault 12 TDL. And just look at this condition. We've got some lovely badges on the front. When was the last time we saw one of these in such beautiful condition? Wow, that is really something. Can't remember the last time I saw a Renault 12 like this. Great colour as well. Got a Gordini model in the back. This is just a TL or L, I think. So one of the baseline models, but actually these are a bit more interesting perhaps as they're a bit rarer. Or it's certainly more of sort of time warp to what you would have seen on the roads in the 70s and 80s, but that is a cool find, that. Beyond the brown Mini we've got a Ford Capri GT, saw this one on the motorway and a lovely Vauxhall. I do like this. Now this is a Cresta or a Velox, lovely little ornament just above the rear lights. Column shift, as were many of the cars of this era. Very American inspired design. This is a Velox, this one. Just look at that. That is gorgeous. These are such wonderful cars, 50s Vauxhalls, really like them. Probably a 6-cylinder up front, 6-cylinder 3 or 4 speed column shift. 54 this one. Original except paintwork and chrome. I must say it's in wonderful condition here. Really like these, really stylish car. Just love all the bits of chrome everywhere. That's a really nice example of that. Look, an A40 Farina, this is a Mark II. This is a deluxe, great colour. I can't quite remember what this colour's called, but I do like it. Just once again a really great way to get into cheap classic car motoring. Is it about just under 1 litre, I believe these are. Yeah, I really like that. One of the first cars that Farina had an impact on, and of course the impact would spread to the likes of Wolseley and the sort of big BMC, sort of big old saloons like the 1660s and big old Cambridges like that. But this was probably one of the first ones to get the Farina design. Bond Bug from 1970, a Fiat Barchetta. These are quite a rare thing now. left-hand drive, this one. Quite a cool looking old sports car, I think those are. Do like that. Now, what is this? Got a big old Austin, maybe a 12, is it? No, this is a Litchfield saloon from 1934. One thing I do love about some of these slightly larger old Austins is the domed headlights. This one's got Lucas headlights on it. I presume, yeah, they're King of the Road on the top there. Lovely original condition, exactly how it would have been on the roads in period. Really like that. Got a lovely Corsair. Do like the old Ford Corsair. It's really stylish design, I think. Great colour as well. Some really nice stuff here today. MC, or alternatively known as Mark III Mazda. Got a big old Zodiac here. Wow. Seeing the American influence once again with the big fins at the rear. It's also got another classic with a tow bar. Got a Ford Model T here. I like this little cast iron little badge on the back, 2-wheel brakes. That's a lovely little touch. One thing that is very common with some of these old American things is the brakes are only on the back and there aren't really any brakes on the front. Lovely example. That's an unusual colour, I must say, to see something like this in. On the end we got a P6 Rover. This is a 3500S, so this will be a manual one. Lovely conditioned red with the black vinyl roof. A 3.5 Rover V8, that was in the P5B before this car. Lovely example of that, I do like that one. Now I do like this. This has got to be one of my favourites yet. We've got a Wolseley Hornet saloon here. Really nice example of 30s sort of middle class motoring. Lovely condition. Probably about a 1.6 or so straight 6 engine in these. Lovely sounding car. Just really smooth engine in these. I do like some of these pre-war ones. This is from 1935, this one. Nice sliding roof in there for those open top summer days. I do really like that. The green and black I think works really nicely. It's a lovely car, that. The same can be said for the Daimler 250 V8 on the side here. Not a Mark II Jag, but the Daimler take on it with the 2.5 or so, I believe, V8 engine up front. Still a really nice car, I think. Lovely old thing. Austin 7 Tourer. This is an interesting little body, isn't it? It's interesting to see all the different bodies that you get on these old Austin 7s. Just a 2-door car, this one. Nice to see some of the chrome rad Austin 7s. Lovely car, that. It's nice to see. As I said, you got like the Opel Tourer and all sorts of different little companies that made the bodies for these. Really interesting to see and compare the differences. We've got a Jensen Interceptor here. One thing that I always notice about these is the absolutely massive expanse of glass on the back. Huge American V8 up front in these. Really stylish looking car, I think. Matched up to a 3 or 4 speed automatic gearbox, I believe. And I think this is going to be another favourite of mine. We've got a Jaguar XK 150, the 150 being the latter of the 120 and 140 with the slightly wider grille. I do like this. Is from 1960, this example. Lovely colour. Wonderful inside as well. Just a really nice classic sports car, these. Must be a great view over the bonnet as well, actually. I've got some nice badges on the front. Let's have a look. I do like those. Being in Wales, we'll be seeing a fair few of Welsh registered cars and Wales related sorts of knickknacks on cars. But that is a lovely example of that. I do like that. Beyond that, we've got a bit more of a modern Ford RS2000. That we've got another Interceptor. I've seen this one at some show before, perhaps Malpas. There's the big American V8 on show that I was talking about earlier. This is a 3. XK8, a pairing of XK8s. S-Type, the more recent type of S-Type. It's a nice early Cortina. So the first of these, like this one, would have said console there, and they would have had a slightly narrower grille as the slightly latter Mark I Cortinas, not known as the console Cortina, just as the Cortina. Would have had a slightly different arrangement and perhaps different suspension as well. This is a lovely example of this, great colour as well. And here we are back at the early Vitesse again. Well, we got quite the contrast here with the Oldsmobile and Metro. Just look at the chrome on this. This is a 98, says on the side. This is from Oklahoma, 1958 example. This wonderful interior, the column shift selector as well. Got the Coke bottle style rear window as well. Such a stylish car. I really like that. Just lovely condition all throughout. I like the little badge on the side. I'm not quite sure what that means. And here is the absolutely immaculate. Oh, this is a Metro van actually. I didn't see that. Totally original. And well, what amazing condition this is in for original. Got the little mesh net just behind the 2 seats at the front there. This is a real time warp. All the sort of plastic around the front is just immaculate, and the white paint is just flawless. That is really, even like if we look sort of at these rims and like under the arches, everything is just so clean. That is a really interesting car, that. Great to see it still being preserved in that condition as well, because that looks untouched from the factory really. So great to see that. Oh, the rally chopper and a Maestro. And a big old Wolseley here. I do like some of these big Wolseleys. Probably a big 6-cylinder. This is a 680. So I'd imagine it is. This is the oldest saloon note in the club, and I must say it's a lovely car. I do like that colour. Lovely old Austin Cooper S Mini. Sunbeam Talbot Tour. See this one every show we go to. Once again, another interesting body on this Austin 7. And what is this? This is something pretty. It's a Railton Tourer. This one, 4-seat Tourer. Wow, this is an impressive thing, isn't it? It takes me about 5 minutes to walk down the length of it. That's a lovely thing, that. I presume that I'll have a big sort of 6-cylinder or straight 8, maybe even engine. Being a Railton, actually, I'd imagine it is a straight 8. That is a gorgeous, lovely car. Absolutely gleaming as well, but it'll be a really smooth engine in there. That will do like purr along at sort of 60 odd. Just with that huge engine, it'd be a lovely thing to drive. 71 Hillman Imp, I do like that. Quite an early Golf. Got a Carlson, a few more slightly more modern classics here. Got a 205 XS, a Ford Capri Mark III Golf, or Mercedes. Golf Cabriolet, wow. Mark II Escort here in orange. That's quite a good colour for one of those. What is this? This is Proton. I'm gonna have to have a look at the information sheet of this. Proton 1.5 GL from 1993. Wow, this is the sort of thing I was talking about earlier. Just really weird, wacky cars. These super original as well, I must say. Very interesting spot there. Got a Nova. And a Mark 4 or 5. I keep forgetting the differences with these. Cortina. Not a Hillman Imp, but a Sunbeam Stiletto. The Sunbeam variant of the Hillman Imp. It's a lovely spec, that car. Sunbeam Alpine, do like these. I must say I do like this colour. Interesting having the black hardtop. I think it does look quite nice. Nice contrast there. What a beauty. There's another one just beyond that with a red hardtop on this one. This is a Series 4 from 1967, this car, so a bit later. I wonder what year this one's from. This is from 1961, so yes, the earlier variant. There's this, got an Escort van, wow. Once again in beautiful condition. Quite an early Ford Escort. This is a 1300L. Mogging mine 1000. And what is this? Is it a Triumph Acclaim? Ah, yeah, it is. Wow, when was the last time we saw something like this? What a wacky colour as well for that car. Some of the spots here are just fascinating, aren't they? And another Cortina on the end. On this row we got an RS Mark II Escort on the end, and another wonderful old 50s Vauxhall. This is a Cresta, this one, but most likely still a 6-cylinder column shift car. These are just such elegant cars. Huge bench seats, front and back. There you go, column shift. Look at that interior though. Looks like a shrunk Bel Air a bit, doesn't it? I love these things so much. Such a sleek car. This is an overdrive spec as well. That is just so nice. Absolutely beautiful, all the little elements of chrome all around the front, really American inspired. Just such a stylish car. Really like that style. There's the RS on the end, very popular with sort of people who would have wanted one of these in period but couldn't afford it, but now people are going mad for these things, and that is an immaculate condition, red with black pinstripe. And there's the wonderful Vauxhall Time Warp Mini, do like that. I got quite a tasty looking Sierra. Another 50s Vauxhall. There's a great showing of these here today. This is another Cresta. Lovely two spot lamps on the front as well. Just such a stylish car, these. I really like those. Absolutely beautiful. Triumph 2000 here. Oh, that's an interesting colour. I don't know if I've seen one in that colour before. Got an Austin 1800, also known as the Land Crab to some people. Really fascinating car, these. I believe they have, I can't remember what it's called, is it hydro something suspension? This is a Mark II from 1970. Cool thing, that. Got a Vauxhall Cavalier, what looks to be a Holden perhaps, and then a Vauxhall Nova. That's an interesting colour, isn't it? Once again, all the plastic around the front just looks immaculate on that. Now this Manta looks a bit interesting. This was an Opel Manta GTE, but it looks certainly quite modified. Got some new rims, maybe some wide arches, 5-speed gearbox. Wow, there's a lot going on with this one, isn't there? That's quite an impressive thing. And next to that, on the other end of the spectrum, is the wonderful Standard 10. Great example of 50s economy saloon. I do like that, especially in that colour actually. Got a Mark I Daimler XJ. This is a lovely car. It's a manual actually, 4-speed overdrive. That makes it quite a rare one. Let's have a look around the back to see which engine's in this one. This is the 4.2, so 4.2 straight 6, but being a manual makes it quite desirable to someone like me and Dad, because not many of these would have been manual. Certainly the minority are manual, most of them automatic, probably a 3-speed, which some people in period would have preferred that, but nowadays I think people are more likely to prefer the slightly more rarer manual option. Having 4 speeds just makes it a little bit more flexible, and overdrive with that. Tasty looking MGB. I like the painted wires, just sets the cars off beautifully. This is 65, so it's the first year, am I right, of the MGB GT. I did a video of reviewing Grandad's one where I talked about all the variants, so if you haven't seen that, please take a look at that after this video. That is a lovely car, especially being such an early one. Let's have a look around the back actually, because most of the later ones, as you can see, have these reverse lights there, and this one does not. So this is a proper old Mark I. Looks pretty much original. It's nice to see one that early, because you don't see those that often. One thing I do love about these earlier ones is the gorgeous interior. Beyond that, we got a lovely old Austin 7. This is just pretty standard flat chrome rad 2-door saloon from 1933. Gorgeous little cars. These about 747cc 4-cylinder engine, if memory serves correctly. Great fun little car, I must say. We're seeing a fair share of pre-war things here today, which is nice. Audi Quattro. This is a 4-wheel drive, of course, being a Quattro. Perhaps a long wheelbase, I'd have to say, with this one. A GTE Vauxhall Astra. And I've got another lovely old little Austin 7. This is from 1930. This is a Darlington bodied Tourer. Oh, so fascinating, all the different body variants of these. This looks like a really lovely old oily ragger car. So original. What a beauty that is. Beyond that, we got another great old time one in the form of this Astra. Another lovely Daimler 250 V8 over there. This one's in red. I do like that. Probably quite a good sounding car. They also had the Daimler Dart, the SP250, which had the same engine as these, more or less. Wonderful quality, these. I do like Daimler's take on the Mark II, I must say. Lovely example there. Rally prepped RS 2000 Mark II Escort here. Very tasty little Fiat 500. Perhaps had some extra little indicators on there, but apart from that, looks pretty original. So tasteful inside, isn't it? Just a great old practical car. Mini pickup, but I'm just going to have to divert over here because what on earth is this? This is some wonderful old pre-war car. What is this? I'm going to have a look at the information. It's a Citroen Rosalie. What a lovely tall radiator is on that. Really nice oily rag condition as well. This is from 1933, this car. That is so nice. Just the way that the chrome's sort of slightly matted. It's just lovely. You can see the little bonnets, that bonnet sort of like open bits just to get some extra ventilation. This is a gorgeous old pre-war saloon. I do like some of these. Gorgeous car. I like the little brass caps, or brass sort of hubcaps, I guess you could call them. That's a lovely example of that. I do like that. Is that perhaps a Cavalier estate? No, it's a Chevette estate actually. I always get the two mixed up. That is a real time warp, that. Great looking car actually, I do like that. Got quite a tastefully modified Chevette from 1970 here. That looks cool on those big Rostar rims, doesn't it? And another Chevette perhaps looking a little bit more stock. Yeah, that is cool. Got a few commercials over here, a couple of VWs. And what is this? We got a Dodge, is it perhaps an Econoline? Or something like that. The registration suggests it's from 1969. Is it an Econoline? I'll have to have a quick look around the back. I still don't know it. It says family wagon on the registration plate. It's a really interesting car actually. I do like that. There's an old caravan next to it. We'll continue on this road. We've got another regular to many of the videos. This Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud. Lovely car. They're so original. This is from 1959. One thing I love about this is just how original it is. You've got the slightly faded pinstriping going along the chrome there, and I think that just looks fantastic. Just the best condition you could ever want one of these in my opinion. And I would say I love seeing this car every time we see it, because it gets to a lot of shows, but just really nice original condition, that. Quite an early P6, this is a 2000, so probably the smallest engine I'd imagine. Also a little 4-cylinder. But the early one with the earlier grille, that's the most noticeable difference. Nice thing there, got a Escort. That's a Ford Orion actually, sorry, with the boots on the back. Same at the front as far as I know. We've got another 1100 or 1300, another 1800. Wow, I've never seen two of those that close to each other. MGTD. Tripe Stag. Absolutely huge Granada estate, I think this one is. Yeah, V6 engine on that huge bonnet. It's massive, isn't it? And a lovely little Austin 7 Chummy. This is from 1927, the oldest we've seen. I like these little brass, what are they called? Mirrors, that's it, mirrors. Lovely little, one thing I like about the Chummies is these little King of the Road Lucas lamps. Just such a delightful little car, these. I really like them. Looks like we got a, not a Morris 8, but a Morris 10-4, so slightly bigger than the Morris 8. It's 1933. This car's for sale, but it's certainly one of the slightly lesser known variants of the pre-war Morrises, being the 10, perhaps a slightly larger engine, still a 4-cylinder. But you can just see that slightly wider radiator. I presume it's still got like hydraulic brakes from the Morris 8. I don't know that much about that, I'm afraid, but that is a lovely old car, that. Got an old Mini here. Capri. Another old Ford Orion. Lancia Delta Integrale. These are such a cool thing, these, I think. Fantastic sort of homologation rally car. Really nice, those. The Sunbeam Alpine, seen a fair share of those here today. Another Mark 1 Cortina, a Cresta. Now, perhaps some of the lesser experienced viewers will have mistaken this for something American, but no, this is British as T. So it's a bit of a strange comparison, but yes, Vauxhall Cresta, you can really see the American influence on design. I think we saw one of these on the way, and you can just see how it looks like an American car, slightly shrink, but that's the style of the Vauxhalls of this period. Delightful little Triumph TR3, do like that. Little Fiat Cabriolet. What's the actual model of this? Fiat Punto Cabrio. Wow, one of 17 left on the road. Gosh, that's a rare thing then, isn't it? MGB, quite an early one again, 1962. It's a really nice one, that. Another Chevette. I got a Rover P5B here. Lovely thing. This is the car that I said had the 3.5 litre V8. This is the saloon, as opposed to the sports saloon with a slightly lower roofline. 4-door as well. Really quality car, these. Zircon blue is the exact name for this colour. Lovely colour, I must say. Now here's one of the big Farina saloons. This is an Austin, Cambridge. Lovely thing. A55 from 1961. I do like some of these big old Farinas. They're really nice cars. The only 1961 produced car left in existence in the UK, and only a 1 of 10 left from the 1959 to 1961 entire production. So rare old things. These Farinas would have been quite common in their day, but now you don't see big old Farinas that often. Triumph Stag in brown. I haven't seen one in that colour for a while. Gorgeous old Jaguar Mark II. The first Jaguar we've actually seen here. We've seen a few Daimlers 250s, but no, this is the Mark II. This is a 340, so the 3.4. Quite an early car with a slightly chunkier chrome bumpers on the front. Lovely example, that, I must say. 1962. It's not the biggest engine, being the 3.4, but some people actually say that the 340s drive perhaps a little bit better than the likes of the 3.8, the largest of all the engines. Got this sort of half spats as well on the back. Gorgeous car. This is another 4-speed manual one. We've got an absolutely massive turnout of classic cars, and we haven't even touched the lorries section yet. So what is this? We've got a Ferrari from 1989, perhaps a 308 or 328. Old Audi 80. Nice old BMW. This is Ireland registered. Do like this. Let's have a quick look at the engine. This is a 320i, according to the information board. Perhaps some little bits of body kit going on around here. Nice car, bulletproof 6-cylinder engine as well. It's quite nice that we've got a W123 shaped Mercedes here. It's a stylish thing, isn't it? Really like these. Have a quick look around the back to see the engine in this one. This is a 200, so it's one of the smaller engines. I think that was like a 220 and perhaps a 300 or 250, I don't know. Another big old Merc here. Got this huge rims on that, wow. Got a lovely old little Prefect. Now this is an E93A, the earlier predecessor to the E493A. The main difference being it has separate headlights to the E493A. We used to have one of these actually. Really lovely car, these. Just look at that interior, it's so nice in there. But yes, being the E93A, the earlier example of the two. Love that, it's great condition there. I do really like that. Lovely spot lamps on the front as well, I must say. Gorgeous thing that, isn't it? Very lovely car there. Got an old Hillman here. And a big old Austin. I do like this little 4-wheel brakes caution sign. Probably quite advanced for the period, actually having 4-wheel brakes. Nice old petrol can on the side as well. I do like this one. Have a quick look around the front. This is it's a Clino. I thought this was an Austin at front, but no, it's a Clino. Another one of the slightly more obscure pre-war British manufacturers. Lovely car this. Got a nice old cast iron plate just under the starting handle there. All lovely bits of brass everywhere. Quite similar to the likes of an Austin 10 or 12, but yeah, Clino, really rare this. It's a lovely car that. Got a special edition MGB GT, one of the latest MGB GTs, this style, with the sort of bronze stripe down the side. These are certainly a rare car, that. This is known as the Jubilee, that's what I meant to say.
Good investment.
There you go. Now, what is this? This is a Heinkel Trojan bubble car. How brilliant are these little things. Got a lovely mini 850 over there. Looks like a Mark III. Great colour, I must say, in that orange. Really characterful, but it doesn't get much more characterful than this little Trojan bubble car, does it? Wow. That is brilliant, that. I love this mini. Looks an absolutely flawless condition, I must say. Everything's just gleaming, even under the engine bay. That is such a lovely car from 1970, fully restored. I must say it's had a beautiful job done. It's absolutely immaculate, that. Lovely car. We've got a Marcos here, don't see many of those. An HC shaped Viva, an X350 Jaguar XJ, and a P1800 Volvo over here. I'd really like these. Such a pretty car. If we nip through here, we've got a Cortina, an big old Rolls Royce, a Defender, and an MG Magnet. If we just go around here, I do love the magnets. Just absolutely gorgeous car. I think they did the Wolseley version. I can't quite remember what the name was, but the Magnet is a slightly more sporty variant. The sports saloon of its period, really so stylish. I do like the big steel wheels on these as well. Really pretty car. Really nice, practical, easy to run, easy to fix, easy to use classic there. It's a lovely example. It's also got a foreign registration perhaps, but it is right-hand drive. That is so nice. Got a Ford Sierra, and what is this? A Fiat perhaps? A Fiat 127 Sport. Have a quick look. These are quite helpful actually, things. Yeah, 1980 Fiat 127 Sport. What a great colour as well. 70 horsepower it says on the side, which is more than enough in a little car like this. Once again, great colour. I like those lamps on the front. That is such a great little car. So shiny. Brilliant condition. Here we've got a Series 2 XJ Daimler. Saw a Series 1 earlier, but this is a Series 2. Presume this, yes, this one's an automatic 3-speed, I'm pretty sure. Let's have a look at the back to see what engine this one is. Such a stylish car, the old XJ, so it doesn't say on these, but I'd imagine it's most likely to be a 4.2. Really stylish car. And next to that we got a Austin 1100 Estate from 1973. You don't see many 8016 cars, and especially these Estates got a little sort of flash down the side. I really like that. Such a rare thing, that. Wolseley, this is a 6110 perhaps. Oh, this is a 1660, apologies. I've really crammed in the badges on that little grill, haven't they? Once again, lovely Farina designed saloon. Column shift as well. Is it an automatic perhaps? I think it is an automatic actually, this one. Rare variant. Such smart cars, the Farina's got another Mark 1 Cortina, Capri Laser, Mogden Minor pickup. This looks like a later modification, judging by the body at the back. Lovely old Capri. This is a 1600 GT on Ross style wheels. The vinyl roof really suits these old 70s ones. MGB Roadster, a bit later than the one we saw earlier. Some nice little louvers in the bonnet, but still a chrome bumper car. Another MGB GT. Lovely old Hillman. A great Chevy pickup. This is a 3100, so a big old 6-cylinder up front. Lovely chrome on that. I do like the colour scheme, red and black always works well. Things like this. Oh, it's actually a floor gear change, probably a 4 on the floor, or perhaps 3-speed, like our old Dodge truck. So nice, that. The same can be said for this Ford Model 48 V8. This is from 1935, and I must say it's nice to see one of these that hasn't been too ridiculously hot rodded. There might be a little bit going on underneath, but certainly from the outside I must say it looks quite original, lovely condition. And I think these are such stylish cars. I do like some of the pre-war Fords. I just wish few people would hot rod them as ridiculously sometimes, because something like this I think is far more stylish than a hot rod. BMW Isetta, this is quite an early one perhaps, 1959. We'll have to have a look around the back. Ah yes, one wheel at the back, that means it's an early one. Got a Mustang here, something huge and American. I'll have to have a look around the front of this. It looks like, is it a Chevy perhaps? Oh no, it's a Cadillac actually, this one. Once again, automatic column shift, gear change. Huge old Cadillac. Really stylish car. Got a Chevy pickup. again, and there's the wonderful old Citroen. That is such a lovely car. What a time warp that is. Nice to see some of these big old pre-war saloons. I do really like that. Beyond the Triumph 1500, we got another 1500 car in the form of this Wolseley. I really like these, and especially in the light blue and dark blue two-tone. I really like that. I do like these old Wolsleys. There's also the Riley 1.5, which is perhaps a little bit sporty. I believe those had a twin carb setup, as these just have the single carburettor, but still a perfectly fast enough old car. 1960, this example, lovely old Mark 1 Mini as well. This one's got a lot of sort of period correct bits and bobs in the back. I think I might have seen it before. Nice to see these old cars all kitted out, lovely condition once again. That's the Wolseley. If we just nip past there, we've got a Beetle convertible, looks to be a Mark II Cortina. First of our Moggy Minor travellers for today. Another flat rad, although it's brass this time, Austin 7. Now what is this? It's a huge old Chevy, definitely pre-war. Chevrolet Stovebolt 6, so straight 6 I'd have to guess in there. 2-seat tour, I presume there'll be a dicky seat in the back there, I'm pretty sure there will. For 1929, sorry, this one. Such a stylish thing, that. I do like that. Fantastic old Singer Gazelle. This is a convertible one as well from 1957, Series 1, quite an early one. Nice to see the two-tone again, very period correct with the white and red. Nice old picnic set for sale in there as well. Do like that. Mark 1 Escort as well. Another little Fiat Panda. A gorgeous old Riley Tourer. This is an interesting thing, a 4-seat Tourer. We don't see many of these. This is a Riley 9, so one of the smaller engine variants from 1936. So yeah, I do like some of these pre-war Rileys. Interesting being a 9, slightly smaller engine for a big 4-seat Tourer, but still wonderful old car. Likely to be a pre-selected gearbox in most of these old pre-war Rileys. Lovely thing that. Got an Alpha Spider, that's quite a late one. Austin A30. Nissan Figaro, based on a Micra, and a Morris Oxford MO. I really like these. Looks really nice original condition, actually, just say on there. Fourth owner from new, and I must say this just looks fantastic in its original condition. Another column shift car of the period, many 50s cars with column shift, really spacious inside, 2 bench seats. Lovely old thing, nice spot lamps on the overriders as well. Lovely thing, very low mileage as well, 14,000. Wow, this is a gorgeous thing, that. Got some period advertising as well. Great to see these sort of things in such original condition. Really like that. Another X350 era Jaguar, got a Range Rover. Quite an early Ford Granada as well in blue. Don't see many of those in that colour. I think these are a really sharp looking car. Ford Escort Mark 1 and another Daimler 250 V8. Seen far more Daimler variants than the Mark II Jaguars here today. Once again, not American but British, a Vauxhall Cresta. This one's a bit later, being 1958. Still really stylish, almost looks a bit like a Hillman Super Minx but a bit larger. So nice inside, column shift again. Lovely colour, lovely wraparound glass, I like that glass. Sort of sunlight dimmer. White walls as well, really sort of stylish and American in its look. And there's the later Cresta just beyond it. I believe the big old straight 6 as well in here. Very clean under there. It's a big engine bay, isn't it? You can see that's probably more 60s, yeah, 66. This one. This is a deluxe, so top of the range. Got a 1360 Herald Tour over here. Audi Quattro. Oh, now this is not a normal standard 8 or 10. No, this is a standard Pennant. And one of the main differences really from the likes of the standard 8 and 10 to the Pennant is these headlights on the front. I presume this still has the standard SC engine designed for the 8. Really nice and original inside. You can see differences around the back as well. I'm sure there's a lot of DNA shared between the two. Lovely condition this one's in as well. I think it's a really stylish little car, this. I do like that. Got a fair share of smaller commercial vehicles over here. A few Ford pickups, a couple of Transits. Got a nice old Morris Ford control truck as well. Looks in nice original condition, this one as well. A BMC diesel up front there. It's a nice old thing, isn't it? Looks like it's been like that for a long time. Morris Minor Traveller. It's in lovely condition. They're so shiny under the engine bay as well. Really nice, that. Lovely condition. And now this is, I really like this. This is a Morris Z van, 1953. Really stylish little commercial. Sliding windows. Just everything is really simple in these. I do really like them. I probably prefer one of these to the likes of the 83W, because I just love them. Such a stylish little van. Beautiful little thing. A bit small in there, but I'm sure you could cram yourself in. Nice colour scheme in this one as well. Gorgeous old van, that. Beyond the Bedford we got a Model T truck once again. These are all pretty much wooden framed, so you see so many different styles of body with these. Really interesting to see the different styles of these. I do like that. We've got another Chevy pickup, another big 6-cylinder column shift, or it might be a floor shift again. Lovely old caravan as well. Oh, I like these. What a gorgeous old truck that is. A lovely old Bedford. I do like that. These are just so lovely. The Bedfords have to be some of my favourites. That is just, how nice is it in there? Really practical old truck. It's just so small and dinky, isn't it? It really doesn't take long to walk round to the back because it's that small and dinky. That is such a gorgeous little thing. I really like that. I do really like that. That's one of my favourites so far. Beautiful old truck. Some of these smaller trucks have to be some of my favourites. Just absolutely lovely. That is most certainly one of my favourites, and we've not only got one of those but a second one. I presume these, at least this one will have a 6-cylinder, and perhaps that one as well. I think they both will have a 6-cylinder. I do love that old K-Type. Some of these Bedfords, some of the most stylish old trucks. Absolutely gorgeous things. Got something noisy running behind. Once again, nice old wheels actually, but just some of the slightly smaller trucks are just wonderful old things. I really like that. Some of these light commercials have to be my favourites. Got an Austin Chummy van from 1924. This is a baker's van. I've seen this one perhaps at Smallwood. We've been to a lot of these sort of traction engine rally car truck things, and at times I've made quite a few videos, so if this is your thing then there should be a fair amount of exciting content already on the channel homepage. I do like that. That's a gorgeous little van there. Got a 100E Ford van. I do like that actually. Really pretty little car these, I think. Side valve engine on show. Quite easy to get at, I'd imagine. Lovely two tons as well. This is a 300E Thames, apologies. There's the 1172 side valve. Really practical car. I do like that. Got a Bedford CA. I've seen this one before. Slightly matte painting, but I think that really works. Makes it look just that little bit older and more period correct. Got some motorbike racing branding on it. I do like that. I think CAs are lovely old vans. From 1968, this one a long wheelbase example. Column shift as well. Gorgeous. Got a plethora of gorgeous old light commercials, starting off with the Morris J-Type van, Moggy Minor van. Oh, just look at that Bedford. Those are just so nice. You can tell I like these. Beautiful old truck. So nice. 4 on the floor, nice and simple to drive, not too big. Just gorgeous old thing. So nice that. Got another J-Type. This is a pickup, this one. These are wonderful old things as well. Perhaps prefer the hard top one and the, well, not being a pickup one, the proper van, that's what I meant to say. But still, just so nice. I do like this. Got a Bedford as well on the end, the newest of the collection of Ray Herritz and Sons vehicles. Oh, I like this. We got a Model A, old Ford 3.4, am I right? Side valve 4-cylinder, really practical car. This is from 1931 and it's a light panel van. This is just, what a lovely thing. Sliding windows, shell can on the side. That is just so lovely. Nice old Bedford. This is a TK. Lovely old Morris 1000 pickup. I do like that with a little bit of canvas at the back as well. Lovely condition, that one as well. Got some form of modern transit there. Big thing that, isn't it? Big old BMC truck. Another Bedford. Another Bedford. That is nice. I like that. Civic television and radio. I do like that. This is quite an early one from '59. Quite a bit earlier than the other CA that we saw before. Both of them still have many similarities, like the sliding doors, column shift. Nice old radio in there, I must say. It's a lovely thing. So nice, that. What is this? This is a Thames Ford 400E. But what is this body? It looks like a bit of a nice cream van. I do like that. It's got a very strange body. Only that, like that's the only original bit on it. Welsh pantry, it says on the side. It's an interesting thing. That's so flat on the side. Once again, sliding doors as well. Never seen a 400E like that. A mini van. I do like that. It's a Mark 1. This is the under 7.5 ton light commercial section. And this is one of my favourite sections so far. Another Ford. A couple of, I think these are known as the Ford Iveco. The Austin, what are these called? The Thrutley bit cab with the little windows at the side for visibility. Another Bedford, slightly earlier Bedford. Another gorgeous old Thames 400E. I do like these. This is a diesel one actually. Similar to the CA, you're sitting on top of the engine pretty much in these. Just lift up that little flap and there'll be a lovely little engine under there. Once again, column shift. I do like these. Slightly more modern transit and oh, lovely old Bedford. These are just, oh, I like that so much. Lovely badge on the front, BDC. I can't quite remember what that stands for. 1950 this one. Just lovely old thing. Some of these just short wheelbase Bedfords are just so nice. Really lovely old truck that. Got a Thames 4D here. That's a nice looking thing as well. An AWD, really rare that. Made by Bedford. So rare that. Another Bedford, a DAF. What is this? This says Scamel on the front. It's almost like a Scamel Scarab, is it perhaps? Look at the information on the back. But it's perhaps a bit later than the Scamel Scarab. Scamel Townsman Mech Horse. Something like that. 1966. Scamel Townsman. Wow, look at that in two, it's like a JCB in there. So sort of similar to the Scamel Scarab, but perhaps the one that came after it. Interesting thing, isn't it? Wow. It's got a lovely little trailer with it as well. Looks like we're entering the military section. Here we've got a Ford Control, Land Rover, Leyland DAF, a huge Scamel. That's quite a big masculine truck, isn't it? Wow. VW man, so many strange variants. Bit of a puzzling looking, it's either a Jeep or an Austin. It's got Austin badges. So there was the Austin Gypsy, I believe it was known as, but this has got a sort of Jeep-esque front, and this is a bit confusing. It's a 1950 Austin Saloon staff car, but it looks just like a Jeep. Oh, that'll be a bit loud if you're trying to concentrate on driving. Right there. Lovely little dash setup, isn't it? This is a strange thing, this. Because that was the Austin Gypsy, I believe it was known as. But this has got a sort of Jeep-esque front on it. It's a strange thing, that. Yeah, I don't quite understand that. Got a huge old half track. Some of these half tracks are the best old military things, I think. How cool is just having a big belt on the back of your truck? It's just nothing cooler than that, is there? Like that, we got a Jeep here. And now I can tell you that's a proper Jeep. Another pairing of gorgeous old trucks, starting off with the Thames 400E and the Austin beside it. That is so lovely. I like the little chrome strip along that. This is an A60 half-ton van from 1971 apparently, it says in the information sheet. That's not 70s, that's probably more like 61, perhaps a bit of a typo. I do like that. It's a really sweet little van, that, isn't it? Really like that. Once again, none of this sort of chrome along the side. It's like the duple coaches. Should be seeing some of those here today. None of it's necessary, but it's just there anyway, and it's so stylish. Not a bad Land Rover turnout today either. Another little moggy minor van, not an Austin, but yes, still a Morris. And a couple of Thames or Ford 400Es. Seeing a fair few of these here today. I do like them, especially like that Civic one over there. That is a lovely thing. But especially this diesel example, another diesel actually, that's interesting. But this pickup, lovely old thing. A few more light commercials over here. Got another moggy van in yellow. Another lovely A60. Is it A60 perhaps? I don't know. 1000 weight Morris van. I do like that. Really nice things these. A column shift once again. There's a Fordson tractor on the back of that old truck up there. We've also got a Escort van. It's quite cool. Oh, and just look at this Bedford. These are just, I can't get over how stunning these are. Look at the nice old running board with the Bedford logo there. These are just, oh, so nice. It's got to be my favourite brand of old trucks. That is just gleaming condition. So lovely, that. Really like these. And what looks to be a Land Rover Series 3 ambulance. And a load more of the Land Rovers in the background. Now this is a strange thing. We got a Lambretta Lambro fire engine. I've never seen one of these before, and I'm sure that's not a surprise. What a great old thing. This is almost tuk-tuk in its style. But no, it's a Lambretta manufactured vehicle. You know, a Lambretta Lambro three-wheeler fire engine from 1965. That is a cool thing, that. Do like that. And what is this? I'm going to have to consult some form of information sheet to find out what this one is. I'm afraid there isn't one, so some form of home-built fire protection thing, I don't know. Funny thing. Lovely Land Rover fire brigade vehicle. I do like that. Nice bell on the front. Looks really nice and original, this one. Looks like it might have a portable fire pump with it as well somewhere. Perhaps in the back. Oh yeah, it does in the back. Lovely original condition. That's been like that for a while. Well, we've seen a hugely impressive turnout of classic cars and light commercials here so far, so now let's head over to the slightly larger commercial section. Well, we've got a really great showing of buses here today. There really are a lot of coaches and double-deckers, like this green one over here. It's also a little transit van. I know that's not that old, but they are certainly getting rarer. And now this is the sort of thing that I love. This is a Bedford duple coach. And these are just the most gorgeous buses slash coaches that I know of, really. These are just, it looks like a wedding vehicle, this one actually, but still, just wow. Just what a stylish thing these are as well. Absolutely gorgeous. Got a big old AEC double decker, I'm having to crack my neck up a bit here. A Leyland Leopard. Well, that's a strange thing, isn't it? A single decker, a few more double deckers. There's so much here, isn't it? Looks like we've got a few more conventional lorries over there, a couple of Fodens. Have a quick peek down here. That's the wonderful Jupiler. I think there are a few more of those here today. So I do like them. We've got a Dodge there, that's quite a late one. Volvo. Lovely old Foden. I do like the style of those. I also like having the nice long back as well on that one. There's another Foden Gardner 150. Another Volvo. You always see lots of these sort of 70s, 80s ERFs. Any truck do. Seddon Atkinson and an AEC on the end. I do like the old AECs. I think they're a very handsome truck. It's been a while since we've had some truck content on the channel. But actually tomorrow, as of recording, is the Cheshire Run, which sees the Midway Cafe host a huge lorry run. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm pretty sure I'll do a video. Upload it in either a week or a couple of weeks, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure there'll be a video, so make sure to look out for that one. I do like these Thames Traders, really handsome old trucks, very nice together. A few more moderns over there, some Peterbilts, I presume those are. Scania, huge Scammell, that's a handsome thing. A couple of Leylands. On this side we've got a Bedford TK. There's a lot here, isn't there? A couple of slightly more modern Mercedes. There's another one of the AECs with the big windscreens. And there's something interesting just peeking around here. What is this? This is a Leyland Comet. Wow, that's a cool thing, isn't it? Look at the back of that. I'm not sure what the original purpose of that body would have been, but it certainly does look the part. From 1953. Wow, that is cool, isn't it? Perhaps ex-military? I don't know really. That's an interesting looking thing. I haven't seen anything like that before. There's the AEC, great visibility, probably one of the easiest old trucks to own. Those lovely old Leyland Comet, that's a slightly later one. Bristol, that's very handsome. A couple of newer ERFs and Fodens. Very boxy looking Leyland, very much the style of sort of 40s trucking. This is from 46, this Leyland Beaver. Another Seddon Atkinson, a big trail on the back of that. Lovely old Albion over there, I like that one. Another Thames Trader with a Atkinson in a similar livery. Once again, huge visibility. Must be quite easy to manoeuvre compared to the old trucks. There's the lovely Albion, really oily rag condition, AEC, and an AEC Mammoth Major. That is a handsome thing. Twin steering at the front, that will be. Oh, there's a lot here, isn't there? Another Atkinson, Albion, very traditional style. And an AEC Matador. Wow, that is one cool truck. Like that. And a super original looking Foden. I've seen this one before. It's got a shed on the back of it now. A lot of these old trucks have living quarters on the backs because shows like today, the Llandudno Festival of Transport, they're a 3-day event, which means you have to stay overnight if you're in something big like this and it's a bit far just to nip back home. So having some form of accommodation on the back is a good idea. But let's have a look at the front of this truck. Just such an original paint and condition, just absolutely fantastic. And there's another Leyland Beaver here. I do like those. I do like this old Foden once again. A slightly smaller truck. We're in the bigger section, so this is over 7.5 tons. But still, that is really nice. I think tankers have to be some of the coolest shapes and body format things of the old trucks. I think that is really nice being a tanker, especially a short wheelbase one. Another wonderful AEC Mammoth Major, such a handsome truck. ERF, a couple of Ford D series here. Leyland, another ERF, slightly earlier one, probably 60s, and a nice old Fordson tractor on the back of this one. Once again, there's always a huge showing of these 80s and 70s ERFs. So many, probably one of the most common old trucks that you see at these do's. I've seen that one before at the Midway. There's an ERF there, that's quite a nice one. I like the design of those slightly earlier ones. Got a few stationary engines running. Now what's this? It's twin steer. Probably another AEC. Oh, it's a Scammell. I do like Scammels. We've got a sweet little Foden just hiding around here. That's a nice old thing, isn't it? Oh, there's so many lovely old trucks here. Another Seddon Atkinson. Loads of those here. Another AEC Mammoth Major. Another late one. Lovely old Foden. Well, it's got a huge living accommodation on the back of there. Another Dodge, I haven't seen one like that before. Another Leyland. A few stationary engines. So much here. Another Volvo, I haven't seen one like that in a while. Leyland, I do like that one. It's a lovely little Thames 4D, I do really like these, I think they're a really sweet little truck. Really nice design those, I think. Lovely thing. Volvo. Seeing quite a few Volvos here today actually. Loads of these AEC Mammoth Majors. A couple of old Albions, slightly later Albions than we usually see. Old Leyland, that's quite a nice sort of dinky little one, isn't it? Another Leyland Comet. Really nice things. I like some of the slightly smaller ones. The RF. What is this? A Leyland Constructor. I haven't seen one of those, especially in brown. And another little Thames 4D here. I do really like these. Wow, we got another Volvo here, but what is this on the back? It's a huge old oily rag Bedford. That is a fantastic old thing. Just look at that. Actually, with it on the trailer, we can see all the gubbins underneath. You can see the drive shaft all very oily under there. Actually, you can't see it right there. We go. All very oily and nice under there. Huge diff at the back. Look at the size of the wheels. That is such a lovely oily rag old thing. Great condition, perhaps a 5. Yeah, it's got fire equipment in the back, so yes, an X5 vehicle. I just saw the big bell on the top, that gave it away for me. This is an incredible thing. I love that. Got a Morris up here with something else interesting on the back. Don't know what this is. I think it's an Austin. Let's have a quick look around the front. Wow, look at that. Austin K8, that's for sale, 9 grand. That's what I think for the money, isn't it? Assuming you can have the license to drive that, because I think modern licenses only go up to about 3.5 tons, and if it was before like the 80s, it's 7.5 tons like Dad's. But if you're eligible to drive that without having to go to the hassle of taking a lorry test for 9 grand, that's a cool thing, isn't it? Fully restored, videos on YouTube. Nice thing that. Good buy for someone. Another very handsome Albion. Some of these AECs have to be the most sort of butch old trucks out there. AEC Matador pairing here. I presume the other one was a Matador as well actually. Really cool things those. And whilst sadly we don't really have the time to look at the tractors, it's definitely worth acknowledging how many of them there are here.
God, somebody know. As soon as I kind of come down the gate, if I sell it, oh, somebody know. People, stupid questions they ask. Yeah, do think.
Well, I think to close off this video, let's have a quick peek at this wonderful trio of OB Jubal coaches and a lovely little Bedford CA on the end. I do like that one, very nice colour scheme, nice and bright, but these coaches are just absolutely gorgeous. The royal blue one probably has to be my favourite, but it's just They are absolutely stunning, aren't they? But I think with that, we'll wrap up this video. I would really recommend this meet. It's a 3-day event, so Sunday, Saturday and the bank holiday Monday. Sorry, I messed up my order of the days there a bit, but yeah, I really would recommend Llandudno. Very nice place, and unfortunately we didn't get to have a go. They're offering bus rides for free into the town, but we've just been so busy here because there's been that much and we haven't been able to do that. But yeah, that's all. So many nice classic cars and trucks and buses like this. Comment below if you were here, if you saw anything that you liked, if you saw your truck or car or anything, or if you approve of any of the things there. And that's all. Remember to subscribe, check the channel homepage for similar events, and that's all. Thanks for watching.